And I think we're live. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining the webinar. Today, we're diving into the new domain filter feature in WriterZen. This is a feature that sits inside the keyword planner, and I think you're going to love the power of this new filter and what it can do. You're going to be blown away by this. I think you're going to be using this. My apologies. I've got a croaky throat this morning. I think you're going to be using this tool as part of your core filters when you're doing your research. So joining us today to unpack this powerhouse of a feature is Daniel, the co-founder of CEO and CEO of Resonance Technology, the people behind WriterZen. Hello, Daniel.
Hi, House. Thank you very much for your kind introduction. Hi,
How are you
guys.
doing?
It's been a while. We finally managed to get the time to get back to do a quick webinar on the new features, domain filter. So I'm really excited to be here.
Fantastic, fantastic. How's it going over there?
It's good. I mean, it's rainy season over in Southeast Asia. So it's rainy season in Malaysia, in Vietnam, in Singapore. So it's like every day raining from maybe 2 p.m. to all the way at late night. I know it's horrible winter over there in UK. So I hope you
Yeah,
guys are keeping it warm, right?
yeah. It's always the rainy season here, so it's we have nothing on us. You have nothing on us. Okay, cool. Well, let's dive straight in. We're going to keep this to about between 45 minutes and 1 hour. And I know that this in the past has been a wild promise, but we are getting better at doing this. We respect your time. Um, there's always a lot of information to unpack in these videos, and that's why sometimes we go over time. But we're going to we're going to get straight to it. So let's do what everyone is here for. Daniel, can you show us some real practical examples of how we can use the domain filter, what it actually is, what it does for us, and how we can actually use it to dominate the SERPs?
Yeah, sure. I think, I mean, the original concept is the idea that when you look at a list of keywords that you try to target, it's very, every features that most of the tools that are providing usually trying to aim with to do a couple things, right? The first thing is to look for opportunity keywords. Opportunity keyword here could
Mhm.
be keyword that nobody really targeting yet, or keyword that they have been targeting but not really but it's still not optimized yet, or keyword that their competitor are targeting, are not targeting, and yet they have a chance to beat it. So a lot of tools out there that are actually trying to achieve these kind of things. But what we realize is not many tools that actually show you the data from the other side. So you can show you the data of the keyword itself. Like for example, we have all in title data, which is one perspective you can look at when you look at keywords, right? You can identify low hanging fruits from that point. Or some people will do keyword difficulty. So keyword difficulty will be another matrix that a lot of tools provide to you, tell you how difficult keyword to target is. But not many tools out there in the market that actually show you the other angle, which is from your competitor point of view. I mean, given a certain list of keyword, who are the website that are ranking for most of those keywords? How much of the market of that keyword that websites are capturing?
Yeah,
How much of the search volume? How many keywords? What are those keywords? What are the characteristic of those keywords? So on and so forth. So that's the inspiration behind these features that we built. Essentially, the goal is to show you the competitive landscape of the keyword list that you're trying to target. Let's say 2,000 keyword that you are targeting. How many of those keywords are being ranked by the top 10? And by knowing that, you will also know how many keywords they are not being ranked for. If you can target the keyword that are not being ranked for by the top 10 biggest competitor, you have a better shot. Or then, you have list of keywords that are ranked for by social media pages, or forums and so on and so forth. So those are some key idea behind domain filter that we are trying to target. At the end of the day, it's all about finding keyword gap, the gap between you versus yourself, you versus your competitor,
hmm,
competitor versus competitor. Somehow finding those gap are the key to find the opportunities that you want targeted. So that's the kind of mechanism and kind of the why behind this. So I think after this, I could go into now in a demo mode of three ways, which I think a very basic approach to utilize domain filter. Of course, once you get a lot more advanced, you will be able to utilize it in a much more complex and deeper level, right? But for the sake of a presentation, I think today it will
Hmm.
be for me to go through a three basic way for you to look at and utilize golden domain filter, and how you can kind of do a basic combination with other features like domain filter, not like golden score, or cluster to kind of utilize those as well,
Yeah.
in your goal of finding out the keyword gap.
I
So
think I just want to add that, when it comes to keyword difficulty, this is a lot more useful actually seeing the market share of a keyword, because keyword difficulty really is a bit of a broad term, and without seeing the data, when you use a tool and it says, oh, this is like the keyword difficulty is 19, what does that really mean? You still have to go and check the SERPs because you're not clear. Let's see who's actually ranking. um,
yeah,
this is the better way of doing it. You're seeing the market share, and if you see like a lot of it is coming from social media sites, you think I've got an opportunity here. And as you say, that the core concept of SEO, it's always been when you start to do your research, when you get into a new niche, or you want to expand your content, you're looking for those gaps, you're looking for opportunities. Where can I rank? Everyone's ranking for something everywhere. If you're going to target a brand new keyword that no one's ranking for, then probably no one's searching for it. So there's
yeah,
always somebody ranking, and you need to know who's capturing that market share, and how well or how badly are they doing that. And as you say, this helps you find those gaps where you see these people are capturing, but they're capturing very little of it. It's very very evenly
yeah,
distributed. I can get in here, and
yeah,
that's the core essence of SEO.
yeah, for sure. So let me share the screen very quickly here.
Fantastic.
Um, so can you see my screen?
Yep.
Wonderful. All right. So we are in. So I did a short kind of presentation to make it easier for the presentation sake. So as you can see, I'll go through three use cases. The first is you can utilize domain filter to look at the comparative landscape of a keyword market. So think of market as a keyword, right? I think we talked about this a lot of times already. A
Hmm.
list of keyword represent a market that you are targeting. It has the amount of total demand, which represent in the search volume size of that keyword, right? And then you will be able to, if you can detect then classify it out. What are keywords that have high transactional sense? What are keywords that are informational sense? You can actually develop different kind of content to target and to capture this keyword. Then, well, the next thing is look at this list of keyword, which is the list of domain. You also want to figure out the supplier side, which is who are your competitors that are trying to beat you at this list of keyword market, right? And by looking at the top competitor, you can identify really a few things. The first is to analyze top player dominance and the keyword that they actually excelled in. The keyword that they excelled in are also the keyword that what I call high value. So if you look at any of the list of keyword and you see top three guys that are capture roughly 50 to 60% of that market, you know that the keyword they are ranking for are the keyword that are high value, meaning that Google think this guy are the authority in this topic. This guy is the expert in this topic, and this guy have the trustworthiness of their clients so that they appear in the majority of this. So and Google give them the ranking for these top keywords, right? And then you want to examine the SEO strategy of those leading um, player. You can click on those and you can actually find out what are those cluster and keyword that they are ranking for. Are they ranking for mostly informational? Are they ranking for mostly transactional? So you can actually classify them by intent. So from there, you will see that what are the percentage of investment that they put in different bracket of keyword in the same market, right? So by looking at that, you can actually do the same thing, kind of mirroring their strategy. Let's say 80% of their content or 60% of their content is informational, and then 40% are commercial. So you know that the way you develop your SEO strategy in terms of content could probably be resembling that, because that what works, right? You
Mhm.
just need to kind of double the amount of work, double the amount of content, and then figure out what are the gap then to work in. And finally is identify patterns in the top competitor keyword funnel strategy for potential emulation, as Google may reward such patterns. Like I was sharing earlier, the patterns in the way they structure their planning, right? Um, so top three usually they would have similar pattern. What I see is they would probably choose out of the list of keyword, they will actually choose to write a percentage in a certain intent, and then other, and then break it down to other percentage of the other one as well. So by looking at that, that's the first kind of use case is you gain a bird eye view of how the market are working, right? How your competitors are working, and what they're doing. So to do that, I think simply let's just go into Keyword Planner here. All right. So again we have a list of keyword. Um, we have a list of keyword here. Tiny house level three. We have 2,191 keyword. It's roughly a market is 5 million searches, which is again is a huge market. I'm not sure why
Mhm.
not a lot of people actually doing this market. It's insane, you know. Um, so one of the things that you can do right away, right out the batch, is click on the domain right here and on the filter view, a cluster view. So then when you click on domain, you click on turn this off for now. Click on overview, right? First thing you will be able to see and identified is who are these top competitor. So as you can see here, tiny house listing is the number one competitor in this. Tinyhomebuilding.com is the second one. And the first one, they're capturing about 2 million search volume, meaning that the amount of keyword that they are ranking for, with their average ranking of 3.5 and weighted ranking 2.992, which is extremely high. So they are dominating this market. They capture roughly 38% of the market in terms of search volume. And yet they are only ranking for 325 keywords out of 2,191 keywords with
Wow.
just 424 URLs. So you see, just by looking at of this, then you can see the domination of a certain domain toward a list of keyword, right?
Mm.
I mean, this is only 325, meaning it's like maybe about 12, 13% of the total keyword.
Mm.
And yet that is representing 38% in terms of search volume, right? So they really are ranking for top keyword, right? And then you got the second one, which 1 million, and you got a few 1 million here. Let's extend this to about 30, top 30, and scroll down. So I think up to about top 10, top 10 over here, you'll see, sort of like big player, right? So big player is player like they rank for a lot of keyword and they capture a lot of search volume. One thing you can notice here is do you want to these bots are also presenting to you another aspect of 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 the domination of a certain website. For example, greatlaketinyhome.com, they capture about 809,000 search volume, but they only cover 114 keywords, average ranking 5, and but weighted rank is 2.79. What does this mean? This means that they actually managed to rank for some very top search volume keyword. Weighted rank means that it's the website are able to rank for difficult keyword, meaning the keyword with higher search volume, right? And with the keyword higher search volume, they manage to get on the top spot, and therefore their weighted rank is quite high. So from here, you will start seeing some great website that are doing really good um, SEO work, right? Competing directly with bigger website over here and what they do. And then another thing you can observe is how are social media website are doing in a certain list of keywords. For example, you see YouTube actually managed to get on top 4. So this is a very open market for almost anyone, because you see that if YouTube get on top, it just simply means that there are not many players that providing the kind of content that could replace YouTube, right? Google will always look for content. For Pinterest, another case, they are getting to about top 8, right? Facebook, top 11.
Wow.
So so you see that these are already, you see opportunity in this list of domain filter. And
Mhm.
of course you can do a whole lot more work of analyzing the market by just a few of this observation that you can make from a domain filter kind of list. But what I'm saying is, by looking from a competitive landscape point of view, you start gaining a bird eye view of how comparative the market you are working with is like. Who are the top player? You can even go in the top player and see what their planning is look like, right? So on and so forth. So these are the first things that I could suggest. People do is go into this list and start looking for common pattern, and identify top player, and you can start from there doing a little bit research. For example, you can click on tiny house listing. From here, you can click add filter for one domain. Include clusters that tinyhouselisting.com rank, meaning that they have rank for all keyword, right? For, or even any keyword. So then any of the keyword that they rank for, show the cluster. So that's the first thing you can actually look for. Click uplight, and now these are all of the keyword that they're ranking for, all the cluster that they're ranking for, right? So this is one of the things. When you click on, now you can click on intent. And what I mean by looking at the pattern is, as you can see, the majority of the cluster is informational intent, right? The second ranking is transactional, and then third is commercial. So transactional and commercial are the two key things that they are actually also combine. Those two together is even more than informational. So as you can see, these guys really know how to convert, right? They write just enough informational content, but they are able to capture a large amount of traffic that have commercial and transactional intent. Now they have that, means that they could convert. So if you want to do, so you can do the same thing actually with a different domain. Let's say, let's go to tiny home builder, um, case domain, and you can do the same thing, apply change. And then again, with the second guys, you start seeing a different pattern, right? Information a whole lot less. And the majority of the ranking is commercial and transactional combination would be roughly 80 of the cluster. So it's even more in terms of the ratio that these people are putting up the content to be, right? But if you turn this off and you click on just the intent itself, so you look at the whole list as a whole, you'll see that information actually taken the majority of the intent of all the cluster, which is 648, and commercial and transaction is combined together is not even half of the things. So you see, what it means is the vast majority of the market, they are looking for informational. Yet the two guys that are not following the pattern are able to rank for most transaction and commercial. So imagine if they actually are able to cover more cluster that actually do informational, they will actually be able to capture a whole lot more traffic coming into their website and convert them directly in the website with more commercial and transactional intent. Because the gap of the market are still there, right? So that's basically is sort of one of a very initial use case that anyone could do is zoom in to top players and look for what their rank keyword uh, or unranked keyword. So now what we were looking at earlier was what are the ranked keywords that this include cluster that are ranked keyword. So this website that are ranked for. So we can do the complete opposite is to include cluster, or you can exclude, cluster that tiny home builder uh, rank for. So you can apply, and these essentially would be your keyword gap with them. right? This is the gap of the market. This is those are these are in out of this list. These are the cluster they have not ranked for at all, right? So you can even play around with it a little bit. You're like, okay, now that they we exclude all the key cluster that they have. Now let's look at, you can add a filter. Now let's include all the cluster that, let's say, YouTube website rank for the range is 1 to 5.
And this is within the keywords that the competitor is not ranking for. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. So then suddenly you can build a bunch of different filter with a single list of keyword, right? So let's say you exclude a cluster that this top two guy, you can even include the top one guy and the top three, just like that. And you click all domain. So all of them, right? Apply rank for all keyword. And then out of all the cluster that these three domains are not ranking for, which is the gap,
Mm.
the rest of the, these are the rest of the cluster, right? Now you show me all the include cluster that youtube.com are ranking from 1 to 5. You click applied. Oh, here it is. Then suddenly
Wow.
you
Wow.
got this list of cluster.
Wow.
It's the art of combining, just playing around with the logic behind the filtering. And then you see, you exclude all the cluster that those three top big
Mm.
dog are ranking for, and then you include all the cluster that, wow, these are the rest. What are those that YouTube are actually ranking for? Suddenly you got a
And
huge market itself.
you can do the same for Pinterest and Facebook. You're looking for all these little forums, not
Correct.
little. You're looking for forums and social media sites that are ranking for all the stuff that the big guys are not ranking for. That's sheer gold. That's
Yeah,
sheer gold.
I'm doing it now. Pinterest, and then I could do Reddit even, right? And then apply, and any of the four domains. It doesn't matter what, just any of them that ranking in the top 1 to 5. Apply change, and here it is. Suddenly you got yourself um, a list of keyword like that. See?
And there's decent traffic there. There's decent traffic with
Oh
building a
yeah,
little bit of
yeah. Look
topical.
at the search volume of this.
Yeah, with building a little bit of topical authority, these are keywords that you can start to rank for very quickly and start getting traffic to that site. And
Yeah,
these are the keywords that the big guys are not ranking for. My goodness.
yeah. So again, right? Identify top tier, top dog, right? And then kind of just play around. Okay, the goal here again is I wanna share with people. We have to shift our fundamental thinking of how you look at keyword gap, right? There's many way for you to look at keyword gap. I mean, without this domain filter, you wouldn't know who are the top domain, and what they actually do and how
Mm.
much market they are capturing. Let's say this guy 2 million. What are those 2 millions? What are the
Mm.
intents? What are all of them that they are ranking for? So another things you want to do is, by looking at the top guy, the keyword they ranking for. Let's say I click onto this, I click applied, and I delete this. Sorry, click this, click apply. Um, Rank for all keyword, include all cluster. This is what I would call value keyword, right? Value keyword means these are the keyword that Google reward this website to rank on the top, right? You can even do, like, let's say you're not selling for sales, you can even exclude the keyword for sales, or for rent or near me and whatever. Uh, but the idea here is, you look at what they rank for, and essentially what it means is these are the keyword that are um, high value, right? They're ranking, they're converting, they are already on top of them, and they're taking a roughly 38% of the market itself. So you can even do a little bit of exclude, just like this. Click on exclude any word for sales, for rent, near me. All right, let's say I just want to write content for those, any mobile home, just like this. and then you'll start seeing that they are already listing on top. So therefore, these are the keyword that I would say high value, right? Another thing you can see and do here, and what I mean by high value is you may want to extract this keyword list out and actually write content that targeting the keyword itself. Because when it is high value, meaning that when it is targeted by the top player in the keyword list itself, Google rewards you by at least recognizing you as the expert in the field because you focus or because you are targeting the same keyword as the top dog are targeting, right? I mean,
Hmm.
it's just very simple logic.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this list of keyword, this is the top guy, they're ranking for all this keyword. You are not trying to compete directly with them, but you're trying to signal Google, right, that I know what they are ranking for and
Hmm.
I'm targeting the same thing.
And
But better yet,
every little bit of topical authority helps
that's correct.
overall with all your other content as well. Definitely.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, you want to signal to Google that I know exactly what are the high value keyword here, right? These are high value because the big guys are ranking for it. So I'm going to put my money, I'm going to write content for that as well. It doesn't mean that I'm going to try to compete with them, but that
Hmm.
would be the basis for you to rank for all the other cluster that they are not ranked for,
Absolutely.
right? So the first basis is look for the top guys, look for high value keyword, write content that are resembling them, and then expand your content plan to all the other content that they are not ranked for.
Yeah.
Then
So
the
that's your
content
long
that they're
term.
not ranked, yeah,
Yeah. So that's
that's how
that's
you
your
want to
long
go to
term
it.
plan, isn't it? Yeah. Cover the content that they're covering, just to say, hey, I'm an authority as well. I may not rank for this yet, but when you start
Yeah.
to rank to cover the content that they're not ranking for, you've got a platform of authority there to go from.
Yeah, definitely. Another thing that you could see here, that you could definitely anyone could look at is the nature of each of the domain. So you could actually go to some of these domain, tinyhouse.com, tiny home builder, tiny house listing. Tiny house listing is a listing domain. So a lot of their keyword, of course, is going to be commercial and transactional, right? So meanings that if they would be if you can then resemble with your business model as well for a certain list of keyword. If you are an e-commerce website, you want to look for domain in the top guys domain that are in the e-commerce, that are also in the e-commerce industry, right? And then you then study them. If you are in affiliate side, then you want to do the same thing. You want to look for affiliate that are you're ranking for. If you are doing content creator in terms of video format, you want to go for YouTube. So looking at the domain filter, you can see who are the top domains are ranking for and the nature and the industry in which they belong to. So then you can then align that with whatever industry that you're in, the kind of domain that you're building, to study what are the top guys and what they do. Yeah, so that's essentially is the first part that you could resemble, or you can utilize domain filter.
Ju-
Um,
just using that, you could build out content for months to come. Just using this this first part,
oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
it's insanely useful. I mean, goodbye keyword difficulty. You need that when you can actually see the market. And just on what you were saying there, just to add, even if you check out a market and you see that the top 5 or 6 or 7, they're all capturing 7 or 8 or 10% of the market. You can see that they're not doing a great job. There's a lot on the table for you to capture. So even if you're looking at the include keywords rather than the exclude ones, it's insanely useful, this filter.
yeah. I mean, and also another thing of doing research I noticed is, um, that I think it would be very helpful if everyone just utilize every filter there is,
Mm.
right. The more you can put the thoughts in how you structure your filter, you first filter with your top domain, and then you filter with all the keyword that search volume is this certain amount, right. And then you filter with golden filter in mind as well. You want to look for all the keyword they are not ranked for, but golden score, very high and very good golden score. um, suddenly you have a list of very competitive keyword, very easy to rank keyword, right? It's just like top guys are not ranking for good golden score. Top ranking keyword or top ranking domain are social media or news or low DA, it's stuff like that. So you add on filter as you go, and as you add on this filter, the rest of the keyword list will appear as your most prominent, quick, fast opportunity ranking keyword. Right? So it's just taking more and more of the logical thinking into building the filter of your dream. Yeah. So, oh, the second thing is explore competitor keywords to target heads on. I did briefly mention this in the previous point, which the first one is counter your direct competitor was best performing keyword with targeted content. What this means is, for example, again, you want to look at the domain filter or the ranking list, um, just as so. Sorry, here I share this tab so you can see this 3 point that we're building. Counter your direct competitor's best performing keyword with targeted content. So what I try to mean here is, let's say go back to this tab. Um, Again, you want to look for domain with similar nature, right? If you are a listing site, you want to look at tiny house listings, and and you look at all the keyword that they are targeting, and from there you could actually start building heads-on. We call them heads-on content, meaning that you look at some keyword and you're like, I want to compete heads-on with them. So then you do in-deep study with all the keyword that they are ranking for, that you can take them on because is a very competitive keyword, and if you win that, you'll be able to convert into sales, right? And you invest in that keyword. And then there's other one, which is they are not so good yet, so not too optimized. So, for example, if I click on here, I want to see all the keyword, include all the cluster, or include all the keyword. Depends on how you build your content plan. That tiny house listing rank in the range of 5 to 10, right? Any keyword, even apply change, and right away you'll be able to see, for example, this one. Oh, sorry, this one is all keyword, right? So, for example, this one, you'll be able to see that these are all the keyword that they are ranked for, but it's not fully capture the market yet. So they are in the rank, 6 to 10 right here, right? So these are weaker, not yet well ranked from your direct competitor. So these are also a list of keyword in which you can target, right? So this would be the kind of content which we call opportunity content, right? And then so 3 layers. The first layer is heads-on content, the content that you want to compete directly with your leading competitor. So the same industry, same motive of business model. Then you want to look at all their keywords. You find a keyword that is high transactional value. Build content and planning to beat them at their game. The second layer would be keyword in which they're ranking for, but not yet at the highest level. So maybe you rank from 7 to 10 or 5 to 10 or 6 to 10. And then you look at those keywords and then you start to build your content plan to compete with them and try to gain a chance to win them on that end. And finally would be all the keyword that they are not ranked for at all. So if they're not ranked for, there's a gap for you. And with each of this, you can add on other filter as well to find more and more insight of what keywords you can work with, and that will be more advanced usage of domain filter, right? And I'm sure when you start exploring, it's like a rabbit hole. You go down, you start. I wanted this one. Maybe I try this. Maybe I try this, because every list is different. Every list of keyword is different, and every market is different, right? I'm looking at tiny house right now. This market present a huge opportunity. What I see here, the market is big. Not a lot of competitor that are really overtaking the site. The big competitor are listing sites, so you still have a lot of opportunity for you to gain over in affiliate, right? So those would be things that you want to look at when you start utilizing this. Sorry, you were saying something?
No, no.
Yeah. So that would be, those are three layers of, we just went over three layer of content with direct competitor. Another things here you could do is to also utilize golden score, right? Let's say I look for all the keyword that these domains are ranked for. And then I want to add golden score into this. And let's say I want to choose all the golden score, that's nice golden score, which is this, and click apply, and left me with only 56 keyword, right? With only 56 keyword that are that are great in golden scoring. So you can, this would be, or you can do something that exclude or include keywords that are unranked, right? So you unrank, meaning that these are all the keywords that your direct competitor are not ranked for, and they have golden score of 1 to 168. Let's say close this, do it again, apply. It should give you, now it should give you a whole lot more list of keyword that you could work on, right? So again, this is another way, is combining it with our golden score features. So looking at domain, looking at direct competitor domain, you can even include more domain here, the top one, top two, just like so. Um, uh, and then click apply change, and write. And with this filter, with a simple filter, basically what it says is these are all the cluster of keywords that all the top three domain they are not ranking for. So they have no keyword that rank for. And we only show you keyword that have high potential, meaning is the golden score, is a very good golden score. So, for example, this keyword, and suddenly you see, it's such a great keyword. Search volume 395, yet 3 and 4 Quora and Reddit and YouTube, in
Wow.
the top five, six.
It doesn't get easier than this.
This is so right. It's such an easy way to look for look for
My
keyword,
mm,
right? Tiny house not on wheel. I mean, how do you find this? Suddenly you get Quora on the top, right? And it's very decent search volume.
mm,
Again, is incredible. It's incredibly easy when you look at filtering keyword this way, right?
mm. This is
Yeah,
a long way from the very beginnings of SEO tools, where you had keyword search, and that was the, the golden thing. Oh, I can research a keyword. This is a new level. This is data analytics. This is data intelligence applied to the web. You can see the SERPs. You can see everything, who's capturing what, who isn't. It's just astonishing, and so quickly to find keywords that you should be covering if you're in that niche, in order to get traffic, and decent traffic as well, very quickly.
yeah. I mean, look at this keyword: tiny house, modern design. The own title is like 1.019. This is crazy. It's so crazy that this website called Modern Tiny Living was on top because Google think that this is the keyword for them, but it's
Google
not, right?
is desperate to find content that
Yeah.
serves that search query.
And it's
It's looking it's looking
720.
in Pinterest. It's looking in Pinterest to see what it can dig up. That's
Yeah.
desperation.
I mean, look at the title that are ranking on top six. This ultra modern tiny house will blow your mind. This is not tiny house modern design.
Wow.
The intent is not even there. So
No.
suddenly you get a gold mine
Mm.
in a very simple kind of way of looking at the market itself.
And just by finding a gap like this, and then creating good content, let's say a dozen articles covering all this, not only are you going to start ranking quite quickly, because the pain in the backside thing with SEO has always been, waiting for we used to call it the Google sandbox, and we'd have to wait 6 months before we ranked. But when there's something like this and you can get very quick rankings, you also start to get topical authority very quickly, because now you're the only one ranking for a search with decent volume. And if those people are engaged in your content and your time on page is good, you start to get topical authority faster than you otherwise would, and that's then going to help you rank for more stuff. It's just crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, look at the signal look at how much signal you send over to
Mm,
Google, right? You tell Google that I know what people are looking for and no one cover,
yeah.
so I'm covering it,
So
right?
that makes you an expert by default. I'm an expert on this topic. I know what people want. No one else is covering it. I am.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, that's a very good point here, because no one covering it is presented by Golden Score, and then who are covering it is presented by Domain Filter. Again, supply and demand. You look at demand, demand, and then you look at supply, and those two combined together, you get a list of
Yeah.
this keyword, right? So it's, I mean, what honestly, there's so many use cases and so many ways of using the domain filter that
Mhm.
I have a hard time kind of um, listing them all out.
Yeah.
As I doing this, I would think of something else too. So it's I don't know.
Well,
Um,
that's what I meant before. By you can build out months worth of content, because in just 1 or 2 sessions, you can sit there and just play around, and you're going to come across gaps that you hadn't even thought of. And all that translates to money in the bank. And we mentioned the affiliates before, and obviously B2B and business, but there's also a great opportunity here. For if you have clients, if I was still doing SEO for clients, this would be what I would be. I used to do SEO for dentists in cities, the top dentists and so on. They were really competitive markets. With this tool, I would be just sending them screenshots, because SEO is a hard sell a lot of the time, especially
yeah,
to clients that they don't understand the whole thing, and so I would be doing screenshots of this, showing them, the competitors, how much market share they have, and I would explain to them that there's a bit of an opportunity here, and I think this would make selling SEO to clients so easy.
yeah,
It's if you send them a list of keywords, most clients don't understand what they're looking at. Yeah, these are just words that I deal with. How
mhm.
does this help me? But when you can show them their competitors and saying this is, they're not covering this, and you could, that's a powerful thing to use as a selling piece.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, so I mean, again, this is just a very few use case of what you can utilize domain filter,
Mm.
right? Another thing you can do is look for a social media site. Like you look at Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook. You can click on those. Home Depot. Why Home Depot trying to rank in here? IMBD, which is a film website, or news like USDA Today, Wikipedia, example, and then you just kind of filter at all of this here, and they are unranked. So things that they are, oh no, they're ranked in the range of 1 to 5, right? Or keyword, um, and that's it. You got a list of those website. Oh, wait, did I? Oh, sorry. Range 1 to 5. Applied. Here we go. So here is, um, as you can see, all YouTube and Pinterest, ranking on top. Search volume is very high. Uh, Small Victorian home again. Pinterest, that are ranking on top. So this is again is a huge opportunity. Wikipedia, that ranking on top. These are all the things that you could utilize. Um, Look at this keyword: tiny home, tiny house from shed, 9,900 search volume, and it's YouTube ranking number 2.
Wow.
and ranking number 6.
That's wide open. That's a wide open gap there.
Yeah, you can do another videos on this one too. So it's incredible, right? And this is not even an optimized title. He bought a shed and made a luxury tiny home, tour plus cost. This is not even tiny house from shed.
Yeah.
And yeah, they rank for top two. So again, it's you play around this domain filter, different rules that you set up, rule that you know that you want to play, or you want to filter it out. So the more keyword you add into our system, and if you're aware right now with top tier of our offer, you got up to 20,000 keyword um, per cluster. So with 20,000 keywords, you likely will be able to do, a whole lot more filtering. And from there, you just imagine you boil down 3,000 to 4,000 lists of just incredibly lucrative opportunity in terms of
Yeah.
keywords. Then you just generate content for them. That alone would be like a month worth of content.
Absolutely.
Use yeah, yeah. So back to this, that would be exploring competitor keyword to target kind of heads on. So those are the second way for you to do. And finally, it's sort of like, um, look at your own website, right? Look at your own website and start to build and optimize your own kind of content. For example, let's say if you are the owner of tinyhouse.com, right? So the first thing, one of the things that you can do very quickly is you click on this. Okay, I own this website. What do I do? I want to look for all the website that in the range of 5 to 10, right? Apply change. So these are all of the website that I'm ranking from 5 to 10. So if I'm ranking 5 to 10, meaning that uh, I have a shot at what is 5 to 10.
Boosting those keywords.
Yes, optimize this content, boosting these keywords. I mean, look at this keyword. I'm losing to Facebook,
Wow.
right? So it's an incredible opportunity for you to start looking at all the um. I'll share this tab. Sorry, I was wrong tab. So look at this keyword again. Is
Yeah.
tiny house in Tennessee. So these are all the keywords that I'm ranking for in top 5 to 10. Right. So now I go in here and I look for, okay, this is the opportunity for me to optimize the content I'm ranking for just 5 to 10. I want to boost it to 1 to 3. Go into all that content, look for ways to improve the content. It may be changes in title to make it matching with the keyword itself. It may be changing in description. It may be adding more images. It may be to optimize that, including keywords that are necessary. Write the content that are longer, that are more SEO optimized. There's so many different ways that you could do to optimize this, and
Yeah.
boost it to top 1 to 3, right?
Adding some FAQs from Google Suggest as well. That's always going to
Yes,
help.
yes, yes. I mean, you just take this your content, import it into our content creator, and then work on the suggestion. I mean,
Yeah.
those are, right away you have a opportunity
And
to do so.
it's relatively easy work because you've already done the hard work. You're ranking in the, let's say the top five, or let's say you're ranking between 5 and 10. You've already got a presence in those SERPs.
Yeah,
This is relatively easy work, just going in there and just adding a few tweaks, especially if especially if Facebook is above you.
yeah,
That's only going to take maybe just a title tweak that's going to get you above Facebook.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, Tiny Out Tennessee, you take out Tiny Out for sales in Tennessee. Just to find new and use tiny home in Tennessee. So it should be tiny house Tennessee, and you will instantly be on top,
Mhm.
almost right. It looks like it. So those are you instantly have a view of what you are not so good at yet, and you can optimize though and turn that into good stuff, into good high ranking keyword. Another
And
things then you sorry.
I just wanted to point out that again, going back to selling SEO to clients, that's uh, a perfect example of what to do. You can go to your client's website, especially a client that you sold SEO to, and now they've gone cold on you. You can go to their website and do exactly that and say, listen, these are the opportunities that you're missing. So it's even more personalized. It's even like this is what we can do for you and get you some easy rankings there. And again, that it becomes an easy sell then.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So another things again with domain filter that you could do is you look at all the top ranking guys. Let's say um, these are the four top ranking guys. Let's say you are the owner of countryliving.com. You just do all, right? Add filter for five, and you look at keyword that any of these domain are unranked. So meaning that these are all the keyword that the top five competitor and yourself are not ranking for. You apply change. And then you also apply the domain filter, right? And then that would leave you with all the opportunity keyword that top ranking are not ranking for, you are not ranking for, you're not doing anything about it, right? And it has very high potential in terms of keyword competition. So that'll be another things that you can identify. Again, look at yourself, look at your own domain, look at top ranking domain, look at all other domain that are in your similar industry, look at domain that are social media, YouTube, Facebook, news, right, Wikipedia, and then you can utilize also golden score, include, exclude, search volume, subtype, intent as all of the filter, right? Be creative with those filter, adding them. It takes a little bit of time to get used to it. I mean, even for us as creator of this tool, we don't know how many use case that could be, right? What I share with you is like things that kind of, oh, I can see this is an obvious use case, but I'm
Yeah.
sure, 100% sure, if you start working on your own list, you will come
Mhm.
up with incredible, creative use case for your own goods. So what I would say is I encourage people to go on this, try out domain filter, kind of try it out, and then try to combine it with different filter to then figure out and determine what kind of gap that you're looking at and
Yeah.
utilize this to build. Yeah,
That's
so I think that would be it for my
yeah.
end.
Yeah, that's the sign of a powerful tool when you can't even define the limits yourself, and you know that other people can actually come up with things that you hadn't thought of. That's the sign of a powerful tool. And as I said at the beginning, this is something, and this is my favorite filter now. I get my keyword research done as quickly as I can, just so I can jump in here, because this is the make or break now for me. I mean, keyword planner is when that came out, it was such, well, it's such a powerful tool. It's the engine, but with this filter, it just takes things to a new level. And just when we thought that things couldn't get better, you come out with this. So
Oh, there's
congratulations.
something big coming in
Oh,
the next few months. Yeah, on the same basis of this, you're gonna be able to see domain filter upgrade, and it's I think it's gonna be the most exciting upgrade in the beginning of 2024.
wow.
Yeah,
That's
it's in there.
looking forward to that. Looking forward to that. Well, we just gone over the 60-minute mark, but I think everyone, and you can appreciate that we went straight into the case studies. There was no talk about Daniel's not the central heating. They don't have central heating. It's your cooling system. I didn't even mention that. We went straight into the case studies, but I think it's worth. This is a video that is worth watching twice, because especially if you haven't been making notes, because it's so powerful. So we're going to go into the Q&A now. So do we have a list?
Yes, I'll share the list here. Let me do that.
Thanks everyone for hanging in there. But you can see that this is just the beginning of something very big.
How exactly does domain filter assist in identifying and targeting the right audience for your content? So same thing, right? What I was
We've just
sharing
seen that.
earlier.
Yeah.
The right audience first should be identified as the audience for your business purpose, right? So if you are affiliate, What is the business, or what is the audience that fit with your business purpose? You usually would want to capture their intent of reading your stuff, gaining the trust, and then convert them into clicking into a CTA of your website, into, let's say, go to Amazon, so that you can earn your thing. So you want to build that kind of very informative kind of content. So that is where you can do domain filter, looking at the website, a competitor that are in similar domain, in similar business purpose as you do, and then you look at the way they structure their content, and you see whether or not the way they structure their content are working for them, right? And then you can use intent filter to kind of sort out the market, the whole market intent, and from there you can determine, okay, this type of content I'm gonna, my strategy is to focus on 20% commercial, 60% will be information, so on and so forth, because this is the market intent, overall market looks like, and my competitor are doing this, and this I will start from here. I will start from this keyword because it's a heads-on keyword with this competitor, and then this keyword because there's a gap that they are not ranking for yet, and this keyword, so forth. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that way of thinking.
Mhm.
Yeah. How can small businesses leverage the domain filter for comparative analysis? Again, looking at domain filter, then you will be able to filter it out, all the top ranking competitor. You exclude them out, and then you utilize other filter like golden score and so on and so forth to really drill down on keyword and cluster that are are incredible opportunity. No one really looking at yet. Not many content that running, big guys are not looking at yet, so on and so forth. And then also you look at using DA, using social media. Look for keyword that are social media, that are ranking on top. Bam, and that would be what I call opportunity keyword. Small businesses opportunity keyword. Right? How to choose appropriate cluster level for keywords? What are the criteria? Is it based on the size of the keyword list or the page optimization goal? Does the same group of keyword lists need to choose different level at different times? These are very good questions. So I think one of the things that we are actually changing is we start choosing number as criteria. In the next update, you'll see that there will be only three level: relevant, which is equivalent to level three; highly relevant, which is, highly relevant means that keywords that are at high relevant in terms of semantic meaning to each other, that appear in the same cluster, that would equivalent to level five, meaning that the condition for the keyword to be clustered is five sub position are the same in each of the keyword, total sub position. And finally, which is extremely relevant, that would be level seven, right? So that's very high. Level seven, I would say it goes well with large list of keywords that are very popular. Let's say tiny house. I would say one of those keyword lists where the search volume is so high, and then you have so many different keyword ideas. So you want to play around with like extremely relevant, so that you can make sure that the cluster appear to be extremely close to each other. But then generally, I would suggest at least at highly relevant level, which is level five. But with very hard keyword lists, for example, keyword lists that are, you have less volume, you don't have a lot of keyword ideas, you put up, and it doesn't show you many cluster options, choose level three. So from there, you can actually play around choosing which keyword or cluster that you want to keep it with. How does WriterZen forecast the keyword for the suggestion? Is it based on published content of the website, or by looking available information in the website and find relevant query and search? Both, actually. So I assume what you mean is when I forecast keyword is in the content creator part, where we kind of suggest you different keyword that you should include in your content, right? So we base on both database. The first thing we do is we crawl the published content of the top ranking website for that keyword, and then we look for relevant keyword that they are also trying to target, and then we tell you that, hey, maybe your competitor are trying to rank for this keyword as well, maybe you should include that in your content. And the second thing would be we look at the Google keyword search database, and then we look for all the relevant keyword that have a relationship with your main keyword, and then we suggest that to you as well. So we utilize both database to show you keyword suggestion. Same thing. How does WriterZen forecast keyword in the suggestion? I think that's the same question. Having applied golden filter, golden score cluster in Keyword Explorer for a keyword, what is the purpose? Activate golden filter tab in cluster view in the good planner. Should we repeat again the process golden filter? Is there another optimal way? Actually, this is one of the things that we need to fix in future is when you activate in one place like Keyword Explorer, we don't transfer that data. We are not able yet to transfer that data into Keyword Planner. So the next time, what we're trying to do is then we will transfer that data also in Keyword Planner so that you only need to activate it one time instead of two times, right? The
Mhm.
second thing is the activate golden filter would work better if that keyword list uh, are imported from outside. So let's say you import a list of keyword of 20,000 keyword, then and you have not done any golden filter activation yet, then you can actually click on that activate golden filter to get the golden score of the keyword itself in Keyword Planner. But in terms of Keyword Explorer, not really at the moment that you can do that. So we will try to fix that as soon as possible.
Okay, that was
Right?
a lot of technical questions we got today. A lot of technical questions,
Good.
and I hope everyone can see the level of transparency that you have with all our users. It's tremendous. I mean, they can ask you anything, and you telling them how the tool actually works. What it does. There's just like 100% transparency, and I think people can appreciate that. And it's not very usual, especially with tool developers. So thanks for that. That's always very good. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up. This has been a very good. We would love to carry on, but we respect your time. I think you got a lot of value from this already. Huge thanks to everybody for tuning in. Your feedback and suggestions, as always, for future topics are what keep these webinars going. So do let us know what you're curious about and what you want to know next. Don't forget, of course, to check the WriterZen Academy for free SEO training. Just visit writerzen.net and click on the Academy. And if you haven't yet, try WriterZen, and there's a free trial waiting for you, and see what you're missing. So a big thanks to you, Daniel, for sharing your wisdom and
You're
insight
awesome.
with us today, as always. And that's it for us all. That's it today, folks. See you in the next webinar.
See you guys. Thank you much.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye.